Hey guys, Ramsey here. Welcome to another video. Today we have a unboxing. I've got 4 packages here, and I have no clue what's in any of them. I think most of them are just samples, but I still like doing these so you guys have an idea of kind of what's in the queue, if you will, to review. Or sometimes I can try to take requests. Can't always guarantee. I know I've had some requests for some fragrances that I'm still trying to wear and get to know and prepare for the review, but if you see something in here that you want me to prioritize, I will try my best. No promises, but I will try. Scent of the day today is a Dior, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to review this very soon as well. I really, really like this, and unfortunately, it is officially discontinued according to Parfumo. I know for the longest time you could only get it in the Paris shop, I believe, but I think now they've discontinued it altogether, and it is Dior's Vetiver. And I really, really like this vetiver. This is one of my favorite vetivers, along with Guerlain's vetiver. I don't have a bottle of it, so it doesn't get as much talk, but you can see I've worn a very good amount of this decant that was very kindly sent to me by one of you. And so I've been getting to know it and wearing it. You can see I really enjoy wearing it, especially on these hot days. It's beautiful. There's a beautiful Sicilian grapefruit in the top. There's some Robusta coffee in here, which I think is supposed to be like the coffee that's used for espressos and stuff like that. And then there's Haitian vetiver in here, and it's beautiful. It's slightly oily, a little bit bitter, green, rooty, not super dark, but it's just perfectly balanced. I'm gonna review this. I'm gonna review it before this juice is all gone, because I really, really enjoy this stuff, and maybe one day I can hunt down a bottle. But green, spicy, very well done vetiver. Some people say, oh, it's just a vetiver fragrance, but when you're a vetiver lover and you crave vetiver, which, by the way, I think when you first start in the fragrance fragrance journey, your hobby, if you will, a lot of folks kind of struggle with vetiver at first. It's something that kind of has to grow on you, and boy, did it ever grow on me. It's a note that I have been really enjoying lately, so that's going to get a review on the channel very soon. All right, let's start these unboxings. The first one is from Brian, so thank you, Brian. I hope you don't mind me giving you a quick shout out. But this is the one I think I know what's in here. I think there's a Bortnikov sample or 2 that I've never smelled, which you know me and Bortnikov. I've really prioritized doing some of these kind of off the beaten path reviews that most channels don't focus on. Like, I've done every single Aries Ladori I can get my hands on. There's still a few I've never done on the channel, like Coe Noir and some of those harder to find fragrances. But if I ever get my hands on some juice, I will do them. And there's some Bortnikovs in here that I've never smelled. So let's see. All right, let's see what samples we got. So we got Anonym's Golden Ambergris. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this one. Anonym, that's a brand that I don't think I've discussed on the channel. Golden Ambergris. Oh yeah, this is the brand that some people thought was Russian Adams, like ghost writer brand. Like, he didn't want to claim he was being the perfumer, but he was. But I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's that kind. I don't think he's the kind of person to do something like that personally. And from some of the folks who I trust who smelled them, they say it doesn't have any of Russian Adams DNA at all in them. But this is the one that I was really excited about, Moss Cologne by Bortnikov, which I've never smelled Moss Cologne, but very few Bortnikovs from this era, this earlier era, which Moss Cologne came out in 2020. So that was kind of the end for me. 2020, 2021 is kind of the golden age of Bortnikov. Once you got into the last couple of years, I feel like the brand has kind of taken a little bit of a dive, but I am excited to smell the new stuff. I will tell you that. But Moss Cologne is supposed to be woody, spicy, with grapefruit, orange, bergamot, lemon, oak moss, champaca, jasmine, nutmeg, violet leaf, ylang, ambergris, atlas cedar, Virginia cedar, labdanum, tonka bean, vanilla, and oak moss resin. It is called Moss Cologne, so it makes sense. They've got oak moss absolute and moss resin in the base. Sounds like a pretty common Bortnikov DNA. So yes, Moss Cologne from 2020. And then, actually, that says I already have a sample of it. I don't think I've done a video on Moss Cologne, but we'd have to go check. I don't think I have. I think that's one of the ones that I did not have, or maybe I just haven't done a video on it yet. I'll check. But then there's Rogue's Flora and Fauna, which Rogue's a house I really like, and you're going to hear some more about them very soon. For example, they've got stuff like Mousse Illuminé, Bon Monsieur, Tabak Vert, Dervish. So definitely a house that we can dive into on the channel soon. But this is one that I did not have, I don't believe. Flora and Fauna. Yeah, Flora and Fauna came out in 2020. It's a fruity chypre with civet, bergamot, dried apricot, which sounds like an interesting note. I actually like dried apricots. Leather, oak moss, patchouli, amber, and labdanum. Manny Cross is the perfumer. He actually has a new offering as well, which I'm excited to smell, called Absolute de Mousse. It's supposed to be a take on his Mousse Illuminé, which made an appearance in some of my lists very recently. But his new one is Absolute de Mousse, so that'll be interesting to see how the two. Maybe I can do a comparison video since I have not reviewed the original Mousse Illuminé either. And then we've got Meleg's Honey Deer Musk. Honey Deer Musk. There is a Meleg live stream up on the channel if you want to check it out. Honey and Deer Musk. Okay, so Honey and Deer Musk came out in 2020, and it is an animalic spicy fragrance with, I guess, a lot of the notes you would expect. Civet, deer musk. There's some orris butter in here, heliotrope, lavender. I'm excited. I like getting to know these Melegs. I don't actually own any, but I enjoy kind of getting to know some of them. From what I've smelled, I think they're okay. I don't think they're as good as some of the Orige Dorés, but I think they're okay. All right, let me put that on the decant list. And then we've got Rogue's. This is Rogue's Oud, which I think I already have a sample of this somewhere, but I have not done a video on it yet. Rogue's, they call it Oud Ancien. Came out a couple years ago in 2022. It's got Assam Oud, Blue Cypress, Amiris, Castoreum, Labdanum, Ylang, Bitter Almond, and Oak Moss. And mixing the Oud and Amiris is a common combination that Roja does in some of his ouds. But I'm sure this is going to smell a little more realistic than Roja's oud, so I'm kind of excited to try this. And then we've got Elixir Attar's Gallia Rosari. Interesting. I've heard about this brand, Elixir Attar's, but I really don't know anything about them. And I think this is like an Attar. I think their stuff is actually Attar. So that's actually, all you need is kind of a drop of these Attar. So that's more than enough juice. But let me see. Elixir Attar. Yeah, Gallia Rosari. An animalic floral fragrance. Wow, lots of different types of real rose. Turkish rose, Indian rose, Omani rose, Persian rose, Taif rose, Chinese musk, Mongolian musk, Himalayan deer musk, Indian oud, Mysore sandalwood, frangipani, Omani frankincense, and saffron. That sounds like it's going to be right up my alley. Ahmed Mustafa is the perfumer. Hell of a name, by the way. What a powerful name. Mustafa. Okay, this is exciting stuff. And then we've got Angelo's Creations, Vetiveria Animalis. This is a house I really wanted to dive into because this guy is good friends with Sultan Pasha, and I know they maybe share some similarities with how they view making fragrances. Angelo's Creations, Vetiveria Animalis. Okay, 2022, a woody animalic. There's a lot of stuff in here. There is a lot of notes. I'm not going to read them all. Needless to say, it's a note listing that looks like it would be right at home in an Orige Doré or you know, a Bortnikov or something like that. A Sultan Pasha creation. It definitely is in that range. But that's exciting. Exciting to get to know this house. All right, I get to put this on the decant list, and then we've got another Angelo's Creations olfactifs called Fougeriste. Fougeriste, his take on a fougere, I assume. I'm guessing these are going to be my style from the stuff I've been liking lately. Fougere Riche came out in 2022. It is considered woody and green. There's a dewberry note in the top. Tunisian neroli, bergamot, lemon, Bulgarian lavender, Greek rock samphire. Greek rock I have no clue what that is. Basil, Brazilian rosewood, Egyptian jasmine, grandiflorum, absolute, orange blossom, violet leaf, musk indoles, tonka bean, absolute, atlas cedar, Australian sandalwood, Virginia cedar, and patchouli. So actually really excited to get to know this brand. It really looks like the type of perfumery that I've been gravitating towards lately. And then we've got Prin's Mongolian Mariga. So Prin's another one of those houses, similar to Meleg, that I really enjoy getting to know what he has created, but it's not a house that I own any bottles of, other than one bottle from his Strangers line, which is like the more boring designer line. But this is considered an animalic woody fragrance. I think this is the one someone told me where Prin actually uses real musk. Because in many of his creations, it's like a musk accord, and this is one that he uses real musk on. Deer musk, Burmese oud, Mongolian musk, oud, pine balsam, cinnamon, orris root, pine tar, spikenard, vetiver, animalic notes, bergamot, choya, ral, absolute, clary sage, costus, cumin, fir, hemlock fir, oak moss, patchouli, pine needles, rose, cinnamon berry, galbanum, jasmine, jasmine grandiflorum, may rose, orris butter, sandalwood, and yuzu. Hell of a note listing. So hopefully that'll be one of the Prins that I actually like, and not one of the ones that it's like hit or miss with Prin. Sometimes it feels like, you smell something amazing that he's worked a decade on, and it's like some, it's like his magnum opus creation, and you're like blown away. And then other times you smell something, you're like, what the F is this? Okay, let's see what else we have in here. And again, honestly, I have no clue what these are. So we're going to discover together. This one's actually wrapped like a little bit of a present. So let me peel the wrapping back and cut the tape and knock over all the decants in the meantime. It's Christmas at Ram's house. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so here, I have to get these to stand up. Having them all knocked over will not do. This is the actual parfum. I said I really, really like this off of a mini. This must be from Andrea. Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's awesome, because this is the pure perfume, and I really enjoyed this. I was shocked by how much I liked it. It was, hang on one second, I'll show you the mini. So she sent me a mini, which is, actually what's funny is I think this is 5 mils, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is 7, but the bottle's badass. The bottle is absolutely badass, and yeah, 7 mils. This is the original Animal creation from the 80s for women, which came out in 1987. Yeah, 1987. And actually, I think she told me who the perfumer was in one of our messages, but I don't remember who it was. But it is discontinued, unfortunately. But I really, really enjoyed this. This was like a slightly animalic, beautiful floral chypre. You got a lot of moss in it. It came off on my skin the first time I tested it here, very green. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Really enjoyed that aspect of it. And I enjoyed the animalic bits. There was castoreum and civet together. So it was slightly pissy, but very warming. And there was a beautiful honeyed texture to the fragrance, which came out through the florals. So that's, even though most men would find that very feminine, I really like the way that's made. That's awesome. And then we have whatever this is. Let's see. Let me open it up. It looks like a shoebox. Fuck it. I'm just gonna rip it. Okay. So this, nice. This is from this D. Gray brand, which I finally reviewed one of his fragrances. I wonder if he watched my review and sent me this. So that's the brand D. Gray, and this one's called Super Sexy Skunk. He's got these little Pokemon card things, which are kind of cool. So let's see. Here, this is actually the first full bottle I think I've had. Here is the. Oh wow, that's kind of cool. So it opens up like this. And oh nope, it's a sample set. Nice, it's an entire sample set. Let's see. Or maybe the new sample set. Look at all these little things he's got made. What is that, like a... Is that like a necklace? Or... I'll have to look into that later. But now it's not going to go back in. Of course. Fuck you, necklace. Get in there. You're a bastard, necklace. As I'm talking about how cool the packaging is. It's kind of like a little cigarette box, but it fits perfect. I'm just not very good at putting stuff like that back. So where is this Super Sexy Skunk? So this is the sample set of some that most of the new ones that I don't think I've smelled. I think I reviewed Jade Phoenix from memory. You'll have to go through my old videos and you'll find it. But I mean, the leather on these is actually pretty damn impressive. I'm not gonna lie. The packaging is pretty cool. So this must be Super Sexy Skunk. Yes, you are. You are Super Sexy Skunk. Artisan perfume. Let's look it up. Chocolatey animalic notes. Cannabis sativa, hemp, and rose in the top, with skunk tincture. Speaking of Adam using skunk in one of his fragrances, which I just reviewed recently. Forbidden Flower, it was called. Chocolate and oud with amber, sandalwood, and oak moss. So if you're into, and I actually pulled out the actual skunk oil on that review and we discussed it. I put a blotter in there and we talked about the actual material versus the fragrance itself. So this is interesting stuff. I'm excited to get to know this. I was really impressed. And you know what? There's a lot more samples. And I said I was going to do a live stream on this brand so we can maybe get through a bunch of them at once. But look, he's made mini cards now for all the samples that he sent. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. He's put a lot of work into this. No matter what you think of the Pokemon card setup, I at least appreciate him. I mean, I wouldn't do Pokemon cards, but I would do something like, maybe like they used to do back in the day with an insert. But he's kind of doing something like that in a weird modern way, so I can get down with that. Let me look up Super Sexy Skunk and let's see when it was released. Since that's the one he sent me a bottle of. I think there's a second bottle here too. Super Sexy Skunk. I don't think it's even Sexy Skunk. Ah, yes. So there was a Sexy Skunk that came out last year in 2023, which is, maybe this is the regular. Nope. This is, I don't know what this is. I have no clue what this one is. There's no name. But Sexy Skunk came out last year in 2023, and so this is like a flanker, this Super Sexy Skunk. So I wonder, was there actual skunk in... Yes, there was. There was a skunk accord in the Sexy Skunk from 23. Interesting. I will put that on the... Oh, it says I have a decant of Sexy Skunk somewhere. So maybe in one of the previous sample sets he gave me. So I'll go through this. Long story short is there will be more from this brand. I am impressed with what I've smelled so far. As far as artisan perfumery, it's good stuff. Good stuff. And all these little trinkets you get with it is actually, the leather in this is really good. Good stuff. All right, let me put some of this away so I make room for what is coming next. I like the packaging. I like the packaging. Okay, so that is 3 out of 4 down, so 1 left. So I'm going to put these to the side. Come back to those in just a little bit. And then we've got the last box. Oh God, my back. Which I'm pretty sure this is from Andrea. So let us see. I'm just going to cut right into this box. There's a lot of stuff in here, as most of her packages are. Ooh, more white diamonds. I said I really like this because she sent me a bottle of white diamonds. It's right here. It's right here. So this is the eau de toilette that she sent me. And now she sent me the eau de parfum. And I surprisingly like this. Really surprisingly how much I like this. Maybe one of my favorite newest aldehydic florals that I have stumbled across. Well, I didn't stumble across it. She very kindly sent it to me. But yes, if you are a fan of aldehydic florals, I would urge you to check out White Diamonds. It is, I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. Let's put it that way. And the name is perfect. Okay. Next on the list we have Alright, it's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. This has nothing to do with perfume, but it's fucking cool. Nothing to do with perfume, but that is cool. Don't mess with the RAM. I dig it. Where am I going to put this is the only question. Where, oh where? Solid fine pewter. Nice. I mean, this is pretty heavy. This is good stuff. So sweet. Maybe that can be my channel symbol one of these days. Instead of don't mess with Texas, we'll make it don't mess with the RAM. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Let's stick to perfume script. We've got I'm gonna have to open this up. Prinz Marcello. At least I think that's Marcello. And Paco Rabanne Pour Homme Eau. So I think that Paco Rabanne Pour Homme Eau is discontinued. Let me try to look it up real quick. Paco Rabanne Pour Homme Eau. 2002 it came out. Yeah, it's discontinued. So Olivier Cresp was the perfumer. Bergamot, lemon, orange blossom, basil, pepper, vetiver, cedarwood, frankincense, leather, and sandalwood. And for Prinz, Marcello. Came out in 2016. Also discontinued. Oak moss, brandy, cigar, dried fruits, frankincense, hay absolute, bergamot, black rose, cognac, dark chocolate, leather, mahogany, maple, musk, oak, and rosewood. That sounds cool. That sounds like a better version of cigar rum, which is his designer fragrance that I have a bottle of that I'm not that big a fan of. But yes. And then we have, oh God, I see a unique luxury. I fucking hate that house. One of the worst houses I've ever come across. Actonese. I think someone might have sent me a sample of this. Where was it? Is it you? No, it's Izmir. Ah, you bastard. All right, I'm gonna have to fix that later. But yes, the one that they sent me was Izmir previously. So Akdeniz, I think, Akdeniz. I think I talked about this one on the live stream I did, so no need to beat a dead horse. I hated it. But go watch my live stream if you want to learn more about that. So we've got... I'm going to need a new system for keeping samples. Dolce & Gabbana Buy for Woman, which I really like By Man. And that's not going to stand up. And then we've got Body Koros, which I have a bottle of Body Koros, so I can discuss that anytime. Suko Oud. I don't know this one. Does that say Sophia? Let me look up Sophia. Sophia. I'm gonna have to come back to it. Can't find it. Let's see. Lanvins Avant Garde. I've got a bottle of that. That's good stuff for a designer. One of the best Jeremy fragrance wrecks of all time. Ooh, that is cool. That is a cool ass bottle. I wish it was full, but that is a cool ass bottle. Check out, this is the Shalimar clock face bottle. The vintage eau de cologne. They used to call these the clock face. I've got a Mitsuko eau de cologne like this that I can show off one of these days, or maybe I'll do like a Mitsuko through the years video. We will see. Okay. Let's see what else is in these. We've got Monogram, which I really, really like this. I reviewed it on the channel recently. I would love a bottle, which this is a bottle. It's a 7mm mini. I like how they used to do minis back in the day. That's just badass. So thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Very, very kind of you. And we've got Emmanuel Ungaro's Flor de Diva. I reviewed Diva, and I really, really enjoyed it. Flor de Diva is a flanker, which came out in... Flor de Diva came out in 1997. It's discontinued. Hyacinth, Lily Rose, Wisteria, Rosemary, Freesia, Jasmine, Lily of the Valley, Currant Blossom, Musk, and Sandalwood. So it looks like it's supposed to be like a fresher version of Diva. So we will see. We'll check. We'll go through some of those, some of these feminine targeted fragrances I don't talk about on the channel. Maybe on a live stream one of these days. We can knock a bunch of them out at once or something. And then we've got Noya. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up later. The Velvet Musk. I'm going to have to come back to that one. And Ode Oud. I'm not familiar with this brand at all. I actually missed the card because it was at the bottom. And I started from, or it was at the top and I started from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I don't know what this is. Senkal? I have no clue what this is. Senkal, I'm gonna have to look it up. There's a lot of stuff that she sends me that I'm like, even I have no idea. Charles of the Ritz Senkal? Yeah, I mean that sounds right. An Oriental Spicy from 1981. This may be a winner. I'll have to wear it and see, but that looks awesome. And then we've got bow makers. More bow makers. I said I liked it, and I do. I think, oh, she was saying this was maybe the original bottle. I mean, from the cap, smells like the bow makers that I discussed on the channel, but I will try to wear that one day to bed and see if it's different. And then we've got Contre Pouvoir Brie Court. I don't know what that one is either. Brie Court. Brie Court. Contre Pouvoir Brie Court from 2011. Emily Bauge, or Bouguet, is the perfumer. Cardamom, bergamot, grapefruit, licorice, mate tea, elemi, ambroxan, tobacco, vetiver, and sweet clover. I've never heard of this brand. So I always like exploring new stuff. And then we have Alliage. This is one that I've been wanting for the longest time, because this is a creation by the great Bernard Chant, and I have no doubt that Alliage is going to be amazing. It's honestly a fragrance I should have dove into many, many years ago, but you know, sometimes when the time is right, the time is right. So actually, this is Alliage Sport. This is not the regular Alliage. This is the rare flanker, the Sport flanker, which of course it won't. There we go, Alliage Sport. Check that out. Oh, maybe they are. Maybe the original ones all said Sport fragrance spray. Yeah, kind of like how Devin said Country Cologne. Maybe these all said Sport fragrance spray. A green Chypre, lemon peach, green notes, galbanum. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the best galbanums. Jasmine, pine, rosewood, thyme, oak moss, musk, myrrh, and vetiver. The perfumer listed on Parfumo is not Bernard Chant. It's listed as Francis Camale. I wonder if that is correct or not. But either way, that is good stuff. I'm very excited. That's probably my favorite of the whole bunch. And then three touchable fragrances. Legrand's Rosemary and Robert Stack. Wear one or blend all three to create a mood of your own. So there's earth, wind, and fire. Interesting. Again, another one which I have never, not only not seen, but never even heard. I've never even heard of this. So it just goes to show how much is out there. There is so much out there to explore and get to know. There's one more. It is Michel Parfum by Balenciaga. That looks good. Let's look up Michel Parfum. Michel Balenciaga. Is this the pure Parfum? Yeah, I guess it is. Michel Parfum. Discontinued, of course. Aldehydes, leaf greens, gardenia, coconut, and peach, tuberose, jasmine, iris rose, carnation, orchid, moss, sandalwood, civet, musk, vanilla, vetiver, and benzoin. Francois Caron is the perfumer, so I have a feeling this is going to be very good because she's a hell of a perfumer. This is from 1979. A fruity, sweet, floral fragrance, woody and powdery. Interesting. That sounds awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much for your generosity. Andrea, you guys are all very, very kind. Thank you to everyone who's ever sent me anything. If you have sent me anything, as you can see, there's like probably 800 fragrances waiting to be discussed. And it's almost impossible to go through everything because I like to kind of sit with something and wear it and get to know it. And sometimes I can do those early impressions where I wear it to bed a couple times and talk about it. But I would prefer, like with this Dior Vetiver, where I've got to wear it as my scent of the day many, many times before I do a video on it. So if you have sent me something, please be patient. I will try my best to talk about everything that I can. I would love my channel to be a little bit of an encyclopedia where I can, where you can kind of go to the channel, go to my playlist, go to Balenciaga reviews and see if I've talked about something like Michelle, I've reviewed things like Balenciaga's Portos and Balenciaga Pour Homme and Cristobal Pour Homme and all this stuff. But, it's impossible when there's so many fragrances. It's to have an encyclopedia of a channel. It's almost impossible for one man to do. So you got to kind of go where you can go and review what you can review. And since I do positive and negative reviews, sometimes there's going to be some negative reviews, like the one on, this house, which I despise, Unique Luxury. It's funny, I still get people, they're probably from the brand, pissed off, leaving comments, oh, you're a male Karen because you don't like Unique Luxury. No, it is absolute shite. One of the worst fragrance houses I've ever smelled in my life. That's just my personal opinion. Forget niche or designer, but their use of amber woods is off the charts bad. Like, you took someone who's never perfumed and said, here, create something, and they put way too much amber woods in it. That's how many of their fragrances smell to me. But some of this stuff is awesome. Like these bottles, these right here are awesome. I'm excited to get to know more about this D. Grady and, of course, the Bortnikoffs. So thank you very much, everyone who sent me something. I appreciate everybody's kindness and generosity for making Channel Ram what it is, the Ram Frag fam. So very much appreciate you guys being here. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're most excited to hear about. As always, cheers, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.